Hello guys, it's CGNMY here, and I am back again with another review on the Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. If you can tell from my voice, I'm quite excited because the month of June is finally over. So June was telling me don't worry, don't waste much of your time here. I'm also excited because we have a new member joining our collection very soon. So stay tuned. And who can guess what book will be joining us soon? So today we're going to be reviewing chapter 2. And like I said that before, in the first chapter I've read on a Sunbeam before. I'm just revisiting it. Revisiting it. So I'm just going back to it to get new insights on it. Chapter 2 tells us the story of how Mia is getting embedded into a new crew. We see Mia walking and having a moment with both Charlotte and Alma. We also can see that Mia is quite tired because the work is actually strenuous. You know, it's mindless stuff. It's mindless. Well, not totally mindless. Mia and Alma had a scene where they discussed that if you want to find meaning in the work, you can find. So Mia being tired on her first day is totally, let's say, acceptable. But Jules encouraged her that she's doing better than she did when she first joined the crew. We later discovered that Alma and Jules are related. So Alma is the auntie and Jules is the niece. So Alma confided in Mia that sometimes she doesn't know, how to, let's say, be a, should we say, motherly figure to Jews. I'm not sure I'm getting that quite right. We get a scene where Mia walked with Charlotte. She showed Mia one of the rooms, which held about 200 followers of a religion. And the central belief of that religion was finding an object. The followers thought that holiness was tangible. And I mean tangible, I mean something you can feel, you can hold in your hands. And the founder of that religion had hidden it somewhere in the room or the complex. The chapter also opens a new dimension where people believe that holiness is tangible. And at that point of the chapter, we get introduced to the staircase. So the staircase, from my own POV, is a scary place where it's hard to get in and even harder to get out. Going towards the end of this chapter, Mia finds interest in Charlotte's journal. So the journal is where Charlotte keeps track of all the information of all the places they've been to. And Mia was like, can I see it? Can I read it? And Charlotte was like, sure. The others don't ask to read or see it, so why not? The next day, while Mia walked with Alma, we get to see how frustrating it is for Alma when they are hired to turn a place so full of history into some shitty into some shitty office space. It always breaks her heart. That's what she said. Moving on. So now we're at the ship where they're playing a game. I don't even know what the name is. Yeah, they didn't mention the name of the game, but in the last scene of chapter 2, we see the team. That's where you see Mia, Elliot, Alma, Jules, Charlotte. They're playing a board game and they're bonding. And eventually, Elliot wins. So that's the end of chapter 2. So on to chapter 3. We go back to the past. See you soon. One thing I didn't admire or pay attention to while I read this book the first time was the artwork, the drawing. So I found this artwork in chapter 2. Things that caught my eye in chapter 2. We have the woman in the cage, the cats. We also have this scene here. So, just take a moment to admire this scene, the background, in fact. Then we have this beautiful one. I can't fully explain it. Oh, I can. So I see buildings. I see the space. When I saw that this artwork looked like space, that's when I realized that the whole story took place in space.